Good day, my friends. Thank you for joining me in Studio C once again for another video episode of Walk and Talk with Avalon. I'm so glad to have you join me here again today. So this is video number 5 of our first free series of videos before our subscriptions start up. But thank you for those of you who are liking, following, subscribing, and who have already let me know that you will be following us and subscribing to our video podcasts. Exciting! So, today is going to be a little bit of a tougher subject, and it is about when it's time to let something go. Our episode on if it doesn't serve you, let it go. We last spoke about relationships and understanding the tools a little bit. Again, there's a lot more, and we'll probably be doing a series on relationships. So today's letting it go can be a difficult one because sometimes we're just not ready to let go. Whatever it is, it might be a person, it might be a place, it might be an object. And when it's time to let it go, it's not always easy. With everything, there's going to be some sort of grieving process. And one of the things in our emotional wellness is allowing ourselves to grieve. When we don't allow ourselves to grieve, what do? Boop, 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 and close the door. Bottle it up, squeeze it up, stick it in there so deep and dark. Now, sometimes people believe that action in itself is serving to blank it out, to block it out, to black it out completely, and stick it in the darkest, deepest cave in our minds, in our souls. Because it hurt. It hurt so bad, whatever it was. But at some point, you need to grieve and let it go. If you don't do it today, it's going to come along at some point. And there are some things you will continue to grieve for a lifetime, like the loss of a parent. If you had a wonderful relationship with your parent, or even if you didn't, you will feel that sense of sadness, that grieving forever, for the sake of what did I miss out on? What am I missing out on? And you can't go back and say, in this life, I'm sorry. There are ways to say I'm sorry to them that they can hear you. And again, that's another series for another time. But right now, at this moment, being able to say, it's okay. And sometimes we have to do that with places or objects. We've seen the folks who hoard, the folks who keep. What is that? What is that in their mind or your mind that causes you to keep everything? It's one thing to be a collector of things. You've got your wall of teapots, for example, or your pens from when you've traveled around the world. That's one thing. But when you're collecting pens from every trade show, conference, desk that you walk by, and your house is full of them, it becomes a little overwhelming. When you're afraid to throw away the wrapping on something because somehow that wrapping is going to serve you. No, it's not. It's time to let it go. I know it's easy for me to say right here, but there are things that you have to let go as that wrapping, as that cover, and let it go. Because sometimes people will come to us wrapped in that shiny cover. Brand new. Buy me, get me. I'm shiny and new. And as soon as you open that cover, you find out it was something completely different. And it's time to let it go. Sometimes there are people we have to let go of. It can be a friend of ours, even, who served us when we needed them, when we needed something in our life, and someone who understood where we were. But maybe one or both of you have moved forward and moved on, and it's okay. Breaking up a friendship, and I don't want to say breaking up is like, oh, we're going to never see each other again, but there is a sense of a breakup when a friendship ends. And sometimes you have to let that go. Sometimes you have to let people that are around you who've hurt you go. Nothing against them, nothing against you. It's just the next phase of your life. You're changing, you're growing, they're changing, they're growing. We're here for our magical lessons that we're on this earth to learn about ourselves, learn about others, learn about the earth. And it's being mindful to your emotions and taking care of you. It's time to let certain things go. It's kind of like that favorite pair of shoes that you wore one time. Now, if you're going to put them up on the shelf and display them, yes, that's great, that's wonderful, do it. But if they're sitting in a box in a corner and you're never ever going to wear them again and it's just some nice sentimental value, well, try wearing them one more time. See if they're going to serve you or they're just going to collect dust and possibly even fall apart with time. Maybe somebody else can have a special moment and use those shoes. You can let it go. Sometimes you need to let it go. Another one is places. Places can be that of places that you have gone and had a special memory with someone, and you can't go there any longer because it continues to bring up that memory. Or if you go there, you've learned how to block out that memory so it doesn't affect your future and those who are with you to create new memories. Sometimes it's something like a house or an apartment or a place that you used to live or somebody close to you used to live. And it's time to pack up and move on. Allow yourself to grieve. You can let yourself cry because at one point in time, that place meant something to you. You might have built a house with someone who's no longer there. And you need to grieve. And grieving isn't an overnight process when you're letting go. It's not, I'm going to cry today and move forward. It is, I'm going to cry today. I'm going to cry tomorrow. I'll probably be a little depressed and sad for a week, but I'm going to move on. I'm going to be able to move forward. And I have no idea what tomorrow is going to bring me, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there one step at a time, one breath at a time, one morning at a time. And what is one of those things I say? You are not alone. So if you need help in packing up that house, you need help in figuring out what things to keep or what things to keep for later that you're not ready to get rid of yet, do it. Ask for the help. It's okay. It's going to be okay. It might not seem like it today, but sometimes you just need to hear it's going to be okay. You can't give up today because of one little lesson that you need to learn or go through. Yeah, it can be hard, it can be difficult, and it will be. Allow yourself to feel it. Just like you like to feel as happy feelings, you might not like to feel the grief and grieving and sadness and frustration and anger. But it is like the color wheel. It's there, it's out there for you to explore. And emotions and feelings are not going to kill you. They literally cannot. They're just feelings. You're going through them at this moment, and then you can move forward. You can go forward through those emotions and get on to the next thing. Because guess what? Someday that grief will be over. Someday that feeling you had that this is going to be the hardest thing in my life, letting go of that person, letting go of that place, letting go of that thing was, that wasn't so bad. That was not what I thought it was going to be like. And it's never what you think it's going to be like. It's always different. But in a year's time, in a month's time, even, okay, I'm doing this. I can get through this. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to take that next step. And nobody's saying take big steps as you're moving through, but you're getting there. Just like if you've actually lost someone from life to death, not just physically losing a friend or relative and we're not talking right now or we're not talking ever again, but getting through those stages of letting go, going through someone's things and deciding, I don't need this. Maybe somebody else can use this. I can put this in the box to look at from later. But start even gathering and cleaning it up versus leaving it there to be that constant grief reminder, as if you need to feel guilty over and over again about something. You don't. You don't need to carry around guilt with you. You can let that go. If it is not there serving you any longer, it's okay to let go. It doesn't mean that you didn't have memories with that person. It didn't mean that that person wasn't special at some point in time in your life. But you're still here, alive, and you need to live your best life. Let's get to it, my friends. If it's not serving you, let it go. If you've been working on a project, a physical project, maybe in your own home, and you're saying, oh, I can do it. Oh, I can get the tools. Oh, I can get the materials. And you're not able to do it, then don't. Give it to a professional. Let the professional take care of that project. If it's not serving you and it's wasting your time and your energy, let it go. Figure out how to deal with it in a positive way. Sometimes listening to other people and getting a little advice is a good thing. And again, it's advice. No one but you is going to make any decisions until you're ready. But what we want you to do, yes, me and whoever's giving you the advice, is to move forward. Move forward so you're not staying in the same place, that you're not staying stagnant, but you are getting yourself ahead day by day. Every little bit of every day is going to help you. If you knew you had 1 week and you either had 1 week to live, you had 1 week to move, you had 1 week to get rid of everything you had, what would you do? Would you just walk out of the house right now and say, that's it, I don't need a thing? What would you do? What is important to you? What is still serving you? Your things, the people around you. If they're not treating you well, it's time to let go of them as well. It is time to let go of those things that aren't serving you. If you have an old car and it still works and it's still serving you, great. And if people are telling you get a new car and a car, blah, 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 do it when you're ready. Do it when you've saved up. Start thinking about it. Do it when you're ready, but start planning for it, because you know sooner or later it's going to stop running. And you need it to serve you. Take care of those things and take care of the things that do serve you. Don't take them for granted. That's something else. And another episode is taking care of those things. But I want you to go through and think about things that aren't making you happy right now. If you're in a place and you're in a relationship that is abusive, that is angry, that is ugly, you need to take steps to either get professional help and get friend help and move out and move on. No one deserves that. If you know somebody who's in that kind of situation, see what it is that you can do to support someone. If it is no longer serving you, it's time to move on. Whatever it is, person, place, or an object, a thing, so that you can be your best self, you can move forward, you can get that project and move it along so that you can wake up tomorrow and say, I'm not worried about that today. I don't have to think about not having enough room in my closet because it's full of stuff that I never use. I don't have to worry about that house because I love my house and I love my place that I live. But should I have to move tomorrow, it's okay because I can love another place. Maybe this friendship, maybe this relationship that I'm in, maybe the person that I'm a family member with, I don't need to see anymore because right now, all they're doing is hurting me, bringing me down, and I'm sad all the time. Maybe it's time to slowly push that away, let it go. And again, you don't have to be mean about it. You just slowly let it go. You are strong. You are a good person, and you're here to be a better person. Each day is a new day for you to have better things, better emotions, and be a better you. My friend, you are getting more and more mindful every time you wake up, every episode that you listen to, every day that you practice taking 1 minute up to 10 minutes for yourself to examine, how am I feeling today? What goals do I have for me? And getting to know and build the best relationship with yourself, with your emotional self, every day. You are not alone. We're all in this game together, this game of life. Yes, yes. Sometimes it's about the approach. Not every day is going to be easy, and we don't know what everybody else is going through. Sometimes you don't even know what you're going through, but you can do it. And if it's not serving you, it's time to goal set and move on and get rid of it. My friend, thank you so much for joining me on this special mindfulness video episode of A Walk and Talk with Avalon, as you walk and I talk. Please continue to watch, like, subscribe, follow, donate. Every bit counts. Every time you share with your friends about what you're learning, you create another person who's interested so that we can keep this channel going. We will continue our mindfulness tour around the country. We will be able to have times where you can schedule if you would like one-on-one mentorship. Thank you for joining me today. 1minutecalm@gmail.com, and you can reach me directly.